Hey, Jeff, Zach, thanks for joining me.
Hey,
Hey,
good to see you,
Steve.
Steve.
Hey, good to see you guys. We're talking about Maine real estate and an uptrend we're seeing in some spots with right on the lakes. In 2023, the median sale price for a Maine single-family home with lake or pond frontage was 415,000, shooting up 72.9%, about 73% from 2019, according to Maine listings. So far this year, the median price is $430,000. Your thoughts on Maine, which is a state we don't talk too much about, but some of the broader trends also we're seeing in residential and some of the higher end residential, maybe.
Well, I can't claim to be an expert on Maine, so I'm not even going to try. But what I can tell you is it doesn't surprise me. I've got some colleagues and I've got some business associates that have properties in the Northeast and in some of the desirable touristy areas, and some of the quaint villages and waterfront property, etc. This is a trend across the board. You're watching a lot of people that are moving into some of these higher end areas and enjoying, some of the lakefront and otherwise. And it's interesting because just a few years ago they were telling me the properties were about 100,000 bucks, and today they're over 350,000. So it was, over like 3 or 4 years, it's been a 3.5x on pricing. It just shows the desirability of people moving away from major metropolitan areas with some of the remote work and otherwise. So what I would watch is kind of what we've been talking about in prior video series, how kind of that suburban lifestyle and urban has kind of declined, and seeing how suburban and remote work has kind of changed the desirability and the migration patterns of where people want to be.
Well, I kind of want to say shut up, Zach, because you're taking all my points. But Jeff, did he leave anything for you to say?
Yeah, actually, ironically, the article talks about how you've got contractors that are building small compounds. It kind of reminds me, I was having a conversation that was more geared around politics and, the idea of representation, that we should have representations based off smaller groups. And ironically, this article made me think of maybe it's just the push that people want to spend, they want to spend time with the people that they want to spend time with in areas that are beautiful. Maine's a beautiful area. A good buddy of
Yeah.
mine's from it. They go back all the time, but they still live in Florida. So, I think to some degree it's just getting out of the major metropolitan areas, getting some, wilderness, so to speak, or at least some natural views that aren't involving concrete.
Yeah,
Right.
and I'll just expand on one of the points Zach made is during the COVID lockdowns, I think we saw an acceleration of some of these trends as people got very comfortable doing business remotely.
Yeah.
And so I think since then, it's no coincidence that that trend of people maybe buying properties that are more remote, more outside, maybe these urban cores or places where they're commonly physically in place to do business. There's a lot more comfort now, especially with folks with money that are active entrepreneurs or active in business, to have places that are off the beaten path because they can still do what they need to do online. So I would just
I'm
expand on
curious.
that.
This is gonna spawn a whole new genre of horror flicks of city dwellers moving to the country. So who knows?
You're
Uh,
probably not. You know what? I would actually argue that it probably wasn't an accident that we saw all this stuff around zombies,
Yeah,
and then we get like a pandemic, everybody gets locked up and stuff like that.
yeah.
I think there might not be a coincidence. You sometimes see like where the zeitgeist is, where people are thinking. So yeah, I think everybody's running to Maine to get rid of away from the masses in the urban cities
the
walking
zombie
around.
apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Just a little lower key. Uh, hey, thanks for the insights, guys. This is definitely an ongoing trend we'll be keeping an eye on. Give us a thumbs up. Click subscribe if you haven't. Visit our website, selectfincap.com, and get on an exclusive list to look at commercial real estate investment opportunities. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Steve.